Your girl is back with another riveting live. Peach McIntyre, let's get into it. Let me get a drink of water. How's everybody doing on this very beautiful Wednesday? It's so beautiful outside. As you can see, um, fall is in. I have the burgundy braids back, guys. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I've never really had color that have always been black. A few times I did like a little rinse and had like a little color, but because I have 4C hair, I've always had to be careful what I put on it. I stopped doing relaxers years ago, and then I just started wearing my hair natural. And so I was like, I'm not going to put any dye in my hair. I'm just going to let it grow out naturally gray. And I just thank God for my daughter who keeps her mom looking fly. She tucks my grays a little bit. You know, you can't really see that I have gray unless you get up on me, you know. And I like wearing braids. They're easy. Um, you can just get up and go, shower, get dressed, put your makeup on. You don't have to worry about your hair. I hate worrying about my hair. And then also, I could just go ahead and pick whatever color I like. And in the last year, I have been taking huge risks on the color in red. I don't know. I felt like a bombshell with the blonde. I did. I'm not gonna lie. But this fire engine red, it's really like a burgundy. It's not really red. It's burgundy because the red, ugh, I don't too much like the red, but the burgundy, y'all, I am feeling. But what's good? I'm gonna let you guys come on in here. Come on in. Let's get into it. Oh, I was gonna do this live yesterday, but I was actually really sleepy. So I was like, okay, I'll do it today. And then Cardi B announced that she was pregnant. I did a live on that. But for some reason, my live shut down. I don't know what that was about. I didn't get any messages from YouTube. So I'm not tripping, but it's 30 minutes. It's a 30-minute live. If you want to check out my thoughts on Cardi's pregnancy reveal, go check that live out when you get done with this one, of course. But check that out. Let's see what we can see. Okay. Say hello when you come in. Step on out of the bushes. Say hi. Hit the like button. Okay. And let's get into some things. Okay, it says 6 people in here. I can't see. Okay, okay. 6 people in here. Nobody hit my like button. Like, come on now. We're getting off on the wrong foot. We're already getting started on the wrong foot. I'll continue when you 6 hit my like button. I'm not like, come on. We've been at this for a while now. You guys know the drill. Um, and plus, it's just hospitable. You know, it's just showing common courtesy. Like if I came to your house, I'm gonna speak. I'm not gonna show up at your door, come in your house, and not say anything. Like that's rude. But yeah. So as you can see from the thumbnail, Peach runs the show. Peach runs the show, and it doesn't seem like Wood has much of a say as to what goes on in their household, which I find like ridiculous. um, so I find it hard to believe that they have as many children as they do because that's what Wood wants. Wood has said 4 children ago that he didn't want any more children. And finally, he was allowed to get the vasectomy, but and I could understand if Peach was at home taking care of the kids, but see the kids were starting to age out. Let's start there. Amazing is already in first grade, I believe. Yeah, he's Amazing is in first grade. Pretty soon, uh, Wonderful will be in kindergarten. Bless you, darling. Bless you, baby girl. Pretty soon, Wonderful will be in kindergarten, and Peach wasn't about to have that. Phenomenal is two. So Phenomenal can be clicked into his car seat and he could travel with Daddy. Those twins are right up Peach's alley because she can leave him home confined to the house. Like, where can he go? Like, where would he really want to go with three kids? You know what I'm saying? Like, if he just had Phenomenal with him, he could stop by his mom's house and drop Phenomenal off with his mom and them and go on about his business. Like, don't you guys find it odd that Wood can't even take the kids over his mama and them house? Like, he has, what, I was about to say 11, but 9 children that his family cannot see. Could you imagine that as a grandmother? You just lost your ex-husband, who I'm sure, I'm sure that was a lot for his mother to endure. And then she lost a son. And it's like she lost 2 sons because Peach doesn't want Wood to have anything to do with his family. And we all saw how happy he was and it was a sad occasion, but we all saw how happy Wood was when he was allowed to go to his his father's repast, right? He was very happy. He was smiling and dancing, and he was just so excited. And we have never seen him smile that wide and that big with Peach. We have never seen Wood that happy with Peach. I would not, as a woman, I wouldn't feel good about myself if telling my husband, I don't want you to have nothing to do with your mama because she don't like me. I would be like, well, I'm not going over their house. That woman don't like me, and you can't make me go over there. I'm not going over there. But I wouldn't stop my kids from going. You know what I'm saying? Unless my kids came home and said, oh, grandma then was talking about you, or grandma then was mean to me. Because sometimes, like, in-laws don't necessarily get along, but grandmothers love their grandkids, right? And that woman works. She works at a hospital. So I gather she, probably doesn't have a lot of time to herself, right? But Peach wants her to show her some type of grace, to show her kids that I don't know what she expects from that woman. Hey, Fetch Ganson, how are you doing today? Thanks for tuning in. But I just find it odd, like, how can you, like, even say to your husband, I don't want you to see your family. I don't want you to have anything. I want you to choose me. If you don't choose me, then you need to leave. You need to go back over there with them. Either choose me or... That's weird. That's weird behavior, but that's a long time ago. So let's come to the current. I don't understand how Wood functions like that. He's a grown man. And I just have to ask myself, is Wood does he have below average intelligence? And I'm not being funny at all when I say that, because what man would allow a woman to say, no, I don't want you to go to see your mother. No, I don't want you to have your own car wash business. I want you to stay home and watch these kids. And yes, I'm going to leave the house 6 in the morning, and you're not going to see me again until 7 p.m. And you must stay home with those kids all day. And then when I get home, dinner better be on the stove. The house better be spotless, or else I'm going to social media to tell everybody how you don't help me, how you do nothing to help me, and how I do everything, how I pay all the bills, I make all the money, and you do nothing to help me. It's like that man is being abused. And I'm far from male identified, and I'm far from a pick-me. If I see a man mistreating his woman, I'll be the first to say it, but I'm fair. Okay? I don't see it for her. I don't see it for her at all. And mainly because of just how she treats the people that she's supposed to love. And then on top of that, and when I say the people she's supposed to love, you should love your mother, you should love your husband, your children. And I feel like she fails them every day. And this is what I'm talking about. Why in the HE double hockey sticks does Peach have those infants outside at 3 a.m. in the morning so that she can work out like bimbo? Like, what is your problem? Like, anything could happen. They have these little minion doohickeys on their head. Like, you guys saw the doggone thumbnail. That's just, it's outrageous. It literally is. Like, I don't know what part of town they live in, but at that time of morning, the freaks come out at night. I'm not suggesting that anyone live in fear, and I know people work out at that time of morning. I know people where I live, they like to get up early in the morning and go for jogs and go for runs. I've been out teaching my daughter how to drive, and we leave early in the morning, right? But just imagine all the people who are out early in the morning, all the weirdos that are out at 3 a.m. and they see you and your husband walking with infants. You don't know what people are thinking or what people might try to do. That's number one. Number two, it is fall. I don't know how the weather is in Florida. I won't speculate on that, but those babies are always congested. I can't imagine that that cool morning air is good for them. But even if the weather is warm, even if that's the case, they don't have on. She doesn't have socks or anything on those kids. They just have on a onesie. What am I talking about? Let me let you hear. Let me let you hear how this whole this cluster. No, I'm not gonna start cussing. I'm not gonna curse on this live, but she just makes me so mad. Let's go over there. And thank you for people who hit the like button. I appreciate you. At least you guys care. And at least you guys are kind. And at least you guys have manners. Those other 3 people that are in my chat, I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna let it go. I got a show to do. But let's go over to her page. Let's see. She's uploaded a few shorts from yesterday's workout. And it's like, again, you leave the house at 6, 7 in the morning to drop the other kids off at school around 8. Okay, you drop them off at 8. Why don't you go to the gym at that point? You don't have a job. You don't have anywhere to be. You're a content creator. That's how you make your money on social media. So you can basically do whatever, and that could be your content. Your content is lifestyle content, so you can do whatever. You could actually go back home and start helping Wood with those kids and turn the camera on. People would love to see those twins. People love babies. People love twins. People love animals. And you have 3 little ones at home that I'm sure are doing, well, I don't know. I've never seen them do anything cute yet on film, but that's because Peach hasn't been showing them off that much. Like, what mom doesn't want to show off her babies and all the little cute little things they do? You know, most mothers have goo gobs of footage of their infants and babies. Why doesn't Peach show more of that? Why doesn't she show more of her and Wood with the kids? I'm just wondering. Okay, let's see, because my phone is acting up. Now she's saying she's shadow banned on YouTube. Okay. We'll get to that in a minute. And that chili she made, girl. Girl, bye. Okay. Let's go here. Okay.
Time is 3:43 a.m.
Waking the kids up at 3:43 a.m.
We're about to get up and get ready for our family 4 a.m. run. Just fed this one, feeding the other one. You ready? That's how you do it, Wood. That's how you do it. Rising Peach Patch. Current time is
showing her husband in basically underwear.
4:28 a.m. and we are on our family walk. We just have the babies with us today. But y'all can't see us because we got our lights on. But but I'll turn on off for a moment. Batch current time is 4:43. Wake up with Peach starts in just 8 minutes. Yeah, my husband with me, which I am considering.
Girl, why does she keep saying baby A and baby B? That girl don't got a lick of sense. I mean, I feel like, I'm picking on the infirm at this point. You can't have any sense calling your child baby A and baby B. Now, when you were pretending that you were thinking of names for them, you knew the whole time what you were going to name them because you had blankets made and you had their names stitched on their blankets. You knew the whole time what you were naming those kids. You just wanted to use that as a moment to get content as usual. Like, that's all you understand. You don't understand social graces. Your mother probably has never taught you that. You probably come from the ilk, a kind of ilk that feels like, oh, you can say and do whatever you want as long as you're keeping it real. And that's why you think it's okay to come on social media and act the way you do. I'm just keeping it real. It's my life. Girl, bye. Those babies should be in the bed, sleep at 3 a.m.
And going to the gym. However, this gym don't open at the parking lot because they open up at 5. But for me, 5 a.m. doesn't work because I teach at 5. So we're considering hiring me a personal trainer. Some husbands say he's gonna commit to doing this every single day with me. But everybody else getting ready for the gym, y'all. Each batch today is Monday, September 15th, 2025. Current time is 4:51 a.m. There go our babies. Time is 3:43 a.m. And we're about to get up and get ready for our family 40.
Right. She did name her kids just whatever. Whatever she wants to be or wanted to be called or wish she was. Hey, Dr. Ninja Turtle, thank you for tuning in. We're reacting to Peach McIntyre. I'm just at a loss as to why her husband, he's a grown man, he's a couple of years older than her. I'm just wondering why he allows her to basically neglect her family, to, in my mind, abuse her family. That's abuse. Children should be in bed at 3:45 in the morning. They should be asleep. Most infants sleep through the night at the age her children are. They're what? They should be 9 months. Like next week, wisdom and what is it? Wisdom and knowledge and logic. They should really be. They should be sleeping through the night by now. You know what I'm saying? So I find that a little bit disturbing. Logic, wisdom and logic, girl, it's all the same. It really is. Knowledge, logic. No, you didn't miss me. You did not miss me. I actually was on live earlier too. I did a Cardi B live. You guys check that out when you get a chance. But I was initially supposed to come in here on 12, but I said, when I do Peach McIntyre lives, I tend to go for about at least 2 hours. So I want to give you guys a full two-hour live if you guys want that. Let me know in the chat. Put a 1 up if you want me to stay stay the full 2 hours. Put a 2 if you don't care. That makes a difference. So yeah. Put a 1 up if you want me to stay there. Okay. Hey, Joyce. Hey, shopper girl. How are you doing today? Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, I got 20 people in the chat and only 9 likes. That is crazy. Let's make the likes, let's make the likes match up with the views. That's crazy to be in my chat, listening to me and not. How do you feel comfortable not hitting the like button? Like, I don't get that. I don't get that at all. Thank you, Shopper Girl. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you stopping by. So I remember my babies, my little ones, they would sleep through the night by the time they were 8, 9 months. But I couldn't imagine waking my babies up if it wasn't an emergency. Because first of all, I didn't want them up at that time, right? Um, Sorry, guys. I couldn't imagine waking my kids up at that time of morning because who wants infants up at that time of morning, right? I wanted them in bed, sleep, getting all that sleep out because I knew once they got up, they were going to start raising hell. Unplug that purple box. Thank you. I had to get the fan. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Let me know if you can still hear me in the chat. Um, her mother probably taught her she's just doing what she wants to do to be done. Um, I, I don't know, Joyce. I don't know what her mother taught her because listen, her mother has been coming on here for the past 2 weeks defending her. She's always defending her, but at the same time, I feel like her mother's jumping on her bandwagon because she knows and she hears about all of Peach's shenanigans. And when Peach is going viral or when she's getting a lot of attention, Tracy has a way of latching on to that and making herself a part of whatever Peach has going on. She's like, that's my daughter. I don't give a blank. And y'all can kiss my blank. She grown and blank, 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 blank. I mean, just really talking to people crazy when they were like, look, do you think it's okay for your daughter to tell people she doesn't give a blank if their child is unalive? Like, that's crazy. And she was like, basically like, oh, well, oh, well. Mm-hmm. You think she tells a bunch of lies? Stay blessed, Shannon. Hi, how are you doing? Thanks for tuning into the live. A lot of people say that Tracy talks out of both sides of her neck. And for the longest time, mainly because I didn't like the way Peach did her, I defended Tracy. I was like, Tracy's a good woman, you know, but now I don't know. Hello, Summit Rajput. Thanks for tuning in. I don't know what to think of this whole family. I'm just like, what? You're the one that's going to have to be there with those kids. And you should have more of a say-so. Peach is out all day long. Why aren't you going to the gym when you're out and about? That's what mothers do, take up for their kids are wrong. I would tell mine if they made my grandkids out, what would I do? I think they're in it together too for the money. You know what? Remember her sister, the one that had like short hair? She has like a big following on TikTok as well. She does hair. She had two sisters that did hair. She had one that does weaves, and then she had another sister that was kind of heavier set. She said that Tracy and Peach sit down together and come up with these stories together. So I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Peach sits down with Wood and said, okay, this is the next one that I'm gonna run. And Peach and Wood is just like, okay, last time it made this amount, so I'm gonna listen to you. But even so, there should still be a limit to what they are willing to do. Yes, you are so cute. And yes, I am so cute, Summit. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Hey, Cancer 66, how are you doing today? Thanks for tuning in. You're at work today. Don't work too hard. And I hope that this live helps you get through your day. But what did you say? Tracy made herself look dumb and almost as cold-hearted as Peach. She absolutely did rub people the wrong way with those comments and cursing at people, because I try not to curse. Cursing is one of my horrible vices. I'm not going to sit here and lie and act like my mouth is a prayer book. Even this is gossip. And I try not to go too hard on the gossip, but I try to give my opinion in a way that it can reach somebody else, because who knows if Peach is listening or not, but hopefully someone else who watches Peach, they can hear this opposite version of what life should be like. Because no, you shouldn't have your children, and I'm talking about the kids at this point. I'm like, why would you do that? Like, that just pisses me off as a mom, And my mom's in this chat right now, and she knows, like, I don't, she knows not even just with my kids, she knows not just with my family. Like, when I hear people being done wrong, it like incenses me. Like, I can't stand for people to just do whatever. I hate it. I do hate it. I hate it with a passion to see children get hurt. That's why I don't like even hearing about it. But when I saw this mess, I'm like, I gotta come live. I gotta come live and I gotta discuss it. It insists me. I mean, for real. Her son should not be driving with those kids. He just started really driving. Stay blessed, Shannon. Bingo. Bingo. Any month, that's what I'm saying. She's putting those kids in harm's way, and it's like she's doing it for rage bait, because she knows what all of the comments are going to say. One, McKay has driving anxiety. Two, you said you wouldn't have McKay dropping the kids off. And three, it's not safe. Okay, it's not safe for a 17-year-old. I don't know if it's the law or not here in California. You cannot drive minors until you are 18. And you must have had like a year of driving experience. Like, my daughter Kamari is just learning to drive. She's been driving for a few months. And she was like, oh, do you want me to start taking my sister to school? No. Because first of all, you're just learning. I don't even want you driving yourself yet. I'm the one that's doing all the driving right now as a single mom, and it's okay. But I want my kids to know how to drive, and I want them to be comfortable drivers, and I want it to be like second hand, second nature. And it takes a while for you to get that up. Even if you know how to control the car, even if you know how to drive, it takes a while to get to the point where busy traffic doesn't bother you. And also, picking up kids from school can be very, very irritating and very, very cumbersome for even adults and experienced drivers. I know picking up kids for me, parents driving in and out of traffic, somebody jumping in front of you, kids, especially at the high school, because where I live at in California, the little ones, they have crossing guards, but once they become teenagers, they don't have crossing guards, so they'll run out in the middle of the street. And I see parents who will park on one side of the street and wait and let their kid, run from the other side of the street with other cars coming. I feel like that's neglectful, and I feel like if something were to happen, they run the risk of being arrested for putting their children in harm's way. And I feel like that's exactly what Peach has continued to do, from having wisdom and logic in the lazy river when they were very new, having all three of her children, wisdom, logic, and phenomenal, in that wading pool, and then phenomenal almost drowned. If not for one of the other people there that just knew that was Peach, if it had not been by a bystander, one of her kids could have drowned. Then what did she do this summer on the when they were out there in Destin? Remember, she had those kids screaming for their lives, while Wood, who had just learned how to drive a boat from watching a video, was at the wheel smoking cigarettes and stuff, kids screaming, Choice trying to get up. The kids were like, Choice, sit down, Choice, sit down. They were so frightened. Those kids are going to remember this stuff. Remember when you took us, the same way she gets on social media and goes in on her mother, her kids are going to do worse than that. Hello, Charlene. Thanks for tuning in. Yes, Peach makes her own rules. Peach does whatever she wants to do and doesn't care. I think she does things to shock people intentionally. But, okay. If I was going to rage bait or do something like that, I will insinuate things happen. She actually does it. She actually goes for it. She goes all the way in. She wants the full impact. Crazy. Hmm. You think he gets the benefits for the Woods? I mean, sorry, Shannon. I believe Wood gets the benefits for the kids like stamps. He not slick. The only reason why I think they don't get that, and if she was not on, so if people did not know Wood, she probably would still get them, because when she came to social media, she was still getting WIC and I believe food stamps. If people didn't know her, I believe that she would do it. But because people know her, they know where she's from, they know where she lives. Like most people, they don't show exactly where they live. They don't tell the neighborhood that they live in. They don't say, here here I am, weirdos, come get me and my kids. Most people don't do that. So, but because she does, she knows. Like we have to realize, people have called the library because she told everybody where she was, like a plum. She knows people don't like her. Why would you let people know where you were? People have called the library on her. People have called the library. People have called Starbucks. Right? Right with her on live. Like the barrister came outside. Right during her live because people were calling Starbucks. People have called her leasing office when she lived in the townhomes. People have called everywhere. They have called children's services on her numerous times. I'd be surprised if they're not calling. I think that people have called the kids' school to tell on her for filming the other kids. People call on her every chance they get. So people would have called in on her if somebody would have called in on her by now. She would be in jail for fraud by now. So no, I don't think she gets food stamps, and I don't think Wood gets benefits. And that's only because, people would have called in on her. People would love nothing more than to report her for welfare fraud. So that's why I don't think they get it. I don't think they get it. Who follows her mindset? Only people that are miserable and that don't know better. It's plenty of people that follow her mindset. Shannon, you don't see that they're known as the Peach Patch. And there are a bunch of people like her who come from cities and circumstances like her, and they need a different wavelength. They need to be able to come over here. I need you guys to share this live out. I need you guys to tell people about my lives. They need to hear my voice. They need to hear the other end of the spectrum, because what Peach and Spectrum, I finally heard from Choice. I hadn't heard Choice. I hadn't seen hide nor hair or heard his voice in weeks. And then finally I heard him asking her something the other day. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me get back to Peach and Wood, aka Minions, with the lime green shirts on and the lights on their forehead. Let me get back to their video and let me tell you why it wasn't a good idea for her to take those babies out in the middle of the night like that. And she knew it wasn't a good idea, but listen, how could she do this to her little babies? Look, her and Wood working out. And listen.
1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,006. 1,000, 1, 1,000. Huh? I didn't. 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 1,005, 1,006. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 1,005, 1,006. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 1,005, 1,006.
Girl, you could have did that in your bedroom.
1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1000. Turn them around so they can see us better. All right. All right, I'm ready. Okay.
Now, since when did Wood get his certification as a personal trainer? And what type of personal trainer has a gut? Like she said, Wood has dedicated himself to being able to be her personal trainer. He said he would get up every morning with her. Now, she says she's going to be going live every day, or she's going to be doing her Wake Up with Peach, so she can't do that. So why not you just go to the gym at 3 a.m. in the morning? Why don't you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the gym? Why is it that Wood has to get the babies up and take them out with you? And also, I recognize how she has no sense of motherhood. Her babies were whiny. She didn't even think to put a brush through Phenomenal's hair since he's going to be on film. Like, you have him on film 3:45 in the morning. At least put some spray his hair, pick it out with your hands, do a little finger combing or something. You have him looking like he just rolled out of bed in his PJs, and you have him on camera like that. Like, you don't have any sense of motherism in you. You don't care at all. It's like whatever Peach wants, Peach gets, and her family has to fall in line. What are you guys talking about? Let me see what you guys think, because am I wrong? Like let me know, please. Let me know if you think that I'm way off base, if I'm picking on Peach, or if I should, leave her alone. Am I doing too much? I mean, this is really like too much for me, really. Hey Richie, how you doing? You think she's doing it for rage bait, Cancer 66? But she's also doing it because she'll throw the responsibility of the kids on McKay. Right, because he's at home. What if Choice wakes up? What if Choice, who has autism, and he's shown his propensity for eloping when they have been at the zoo, he'll run off at any, he doesn't care. What if he decides he wants to run out the house at 3 a.m. and nobody's there, right? She has no friends and doesn't want nobody in the house to have any. Right, stay blessed. She doesn't want, she said, well, McKay's living his life and he's doing this and doing that. How can he be living his life if he has to carpool his siblings after school? How is that living his life? It's like everything is according to what Peach wants. That's not a big brother, a big sister helping out. You don't work. You're at stores shopping, cursing people out on live. There's no reason why McKay should have had to pick your siblings up at all. I'm doing good today. I hope you are doing good as well, Rich. I'm discussing Peach McIntyre today. Dr. Ninja Turtle says, happy Wednesday, everyone. Hi, the lazy one. Thanks for tuning in. Phenomenal is definitely babysitting, and he takes his job very seriously. Did you see him? Like, he's used to feeding them their bottles. He probably changes their diapers and everything. I'm joking, but for real. He was calling Dad to come get the twins. He did say Dad, didn't he? Because he used to Dad coming to get the kids. Yes, finger combing. Like when you have natural hair, you do a little finger that you take the like when I have my natural curls out. You guys saw me with my hair down a couple of months ago, and I was natural. I would wash my hair, then I put out goo gobs of product on it, and I would just do like a little finger detangling situation because I know little kids, they don't, especially with natural hair, like what's his name, y'all? Phenomenon or phenomenal? Help me out. You just take it and you keep it straight, and then the curls will spring up. So there's no pulling or tugging. You just kind of you want to get it nice and juicy, and you just want to, do like so, I mean, I could see if she didn't have them on camera, and because it's early, but you have them on camera. You have them on camera. And then she was telling her son, make sure that you wipe Amazing's nose. Why doesn't Amazing know how to wipe his own nose? He should have a little tissue in his pocket to wipe his own nose. That's one. Number two, that's too much. That's too much. Like, no. I could see if you were like, okay, if you want to drive the car, you got to drop your brothers and sisters off at the park or something like that. But he has his own car. He's a senior. Like, get off his back. What is that all about? Like, he can't, like, everybody in the family is at her mercy. She wants to work out at 3:45 a.m., so everybody must work out at 3:45 a.m. She wants to take her time and shop, so now McKay, he must have his day interrupted while she shops. And she said that was just one day, but then she had another video on another day with him still picking up and dropping off, and we all knew it. And I believe McKay, in his heart of hearts, he knew that he would be responsible for doing pickups and drop-offs, and he knew, here's yet another thing that I'll be stuck doing for the family. It's like my mom and my dad, they keep having kids, and I keep having to take up the slack. And he probably said to himself, you know what? I don't even want to drive. I'm too scared to drive. But what 16-year-old, 17-year-old doesn't want to drive? I mean, even if they have anxiety, this kid gets on roller coasters all the time. Like, I don't even get on roller coasters. I hate heights. But he's been on planes. He's been on roller coasters. Why would he not want to drive? Unless he didn't like the car. But in my mind, I really feel like he knew, I'm going to be stuck picking up and dropping off these kids, especially since they only have two vehicles, which she led us to believe they had a Sprinter, because Melanie Renee of Raising Cane's, they have a Sprinter. So Peach rented a Sprinter and led us to believe that the family now had a Sprinter, because the truck won't hold the whole family. The truck only seats 5 people. They're a family of 11. Even if McKay were to use his car and drive, they can still only fit 10 people. And they rented that Wagoneer. That Wagoneer only seats, I rented a Wagoneer when I took my family to Disneyland, and it only seats 7 people. 2 bucket seats in the middle, and if you get the 8-seater, that's still only 3 in the middle row, 3 in the third row. So a total of 8. So how was 11 people fitting with 3 car seats fitting in a Wagoneer? Again, Peach wants to go to Disneyland every weekend. We must go every weekend, so it doesn't matter if my kids have a safe journey to Disneyland or not. And God is just watching over them and keeping them, because anything could happen. Stuff happens every day. And that's why I never drive any kids without a car seat. When my kids were little like that, they all had car seats. Nobody could get in my car until I got a Tahoe. I ended up getting a Tahoe that seated 9 people. And at the time I had like 4 younger kids. I still have 4 dependent children. I have 5 total, but my oldest was grown and gone. But later on, when she had my grandchild, that meant I still had 5 because my grandchild was always with me. And I could seat everybody comfortably. I love the Tahoe. I need to get me another Tahoe. Tahoes are fun. And then if you have kids who like to raise a lot of ruckus, you can put them all the way in the third row, and it's like they're not even there. Hey, little mommy on a dime. Thanks for tuning in. How's your day going? Which child did she remove from school? She said Peach has finally, what did she say? Peach McIntyre has finally decided that she's gonna, let's see what she said exactly. Because, let me see, she put it on her community wall. And like I said, she tells all her business. You tell all your business. You don't leave except the things that make you look bad. You tell everything about everybody else. You even tell about your kids wetting the bed. Now, if you know your kids wet the bed, and that's another thing I think that she does that is so cruel to Wood. Wood has to make up those beds every day. He has to pull all those pissy sheets and pissy blankets off the bed every day and wash them and put them back on the bed, including their mattress pads. That's a lot. Because instead of her going to get pull-ups or good nights, that's what I would do. That's what any responsible mother would do. She's buying good nights and pull-ups for the doggone teddy bear, but your kids that need them because they're bedwetters, they're just raw dogging it. They're just going to bed and pissing everywhere. But what did she say? She said, first day of homeschool was a success, so I'm officially withdrawing one of my children from Lakewood Ranch Preparatory Academy. What you want to bet is McIntyre or Amazing. Why did you take the child out of school? He must really be behind. I wonder why she did that. Unless he was getting into trouble and cutting up at school. And people usually pull their kids out of school when they want to hide something. You usually don't pull a kid out of school because he's not doing well at school, because the school has the resources. Like, you can't, if your kid is behind and they don't have, and you can't do, and they can't catch up, they usually put them in resource. Her kids need speech. They all have lists. This is in no way, shape, or form a laughing matter or meant to put her kids down. This is just what you hear when her kids are on video. You can hear that they all have lists. One of my children had to have speech. A lisp actually runs on her father's side of the family. Okay, and so they all talk tongue-tied. Her father actually had a tongue-tie that he had to have snipped. So, I mean, it was no big deal. My daughter's super smart, super intelligent, and yeah, but you can rest assured, anytime the teachers come calling me talking about, oh, your kid isn't doing this and doing that. Okay, well, what are you doing at the school to make sure that they are? No, we need a team meeting. We need a team meeting. We need a parent. I need to come in there. I need to meet with who? The school psychologist, the principal. I need the resource lady. I need everybody in here because we need a team together to get my kid on board. And they're like, well, your kid, it's not that they can't learn. It's just that they're not doing the work. Okay, well, why aren't they doing the work? Is one of the kids picking on them? Is the teacher bullying them? Because I need her in my face. I need this whole team together. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Why isn't my kid learning? Simple. You got them in a charter preparatory school. Why? I don't even know why people really send their kids to those type of schools, because they don't have the same regulations as regular public schools. They can kind of do what they want to. If your kid is in a charter school, let me know how well they're doing. They don't have the same type of regulations. I know they have smaller settings, but I don't really like charter schools. So, and especially not for Peach's kids. Peach's kids are already behind. She's saying that they can't read. I don't understand that. Hey, Smooth, thanks for tuning in. Hey, DD hey, Jackie Jacobs. Hey, little mommy. Hey, Reba. You guys are in here like swimwear. Did you guys hit my like button? Nope. Nope, because it's 23 likes and 32 people in here. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys get that together while I go to my next slide. Y'all not right. Y'all not doing me right. I see why people don't go live like that, because the chat wants to be in on the discussion. And shout out to you guys that did come in here and did hit my like button. You guys are A1. The rest of you guys, I don't know what you want. For real, for real. But I'm not bothered by it at all. Oh, look at this. Now, these babies look so cute. Look at them. They're so cute, even though they look just like Peach. The twins, they look exactly like Peach. Especially that doggone Wisdom. He looked just like his mama. Look at him. Out in the morning. She finally decided to put a sleeper on them. Peach McIntyre works out at 4 a.m. with her husband and 3 youngest kids. Girl, bye. I wouldn't tell nobody that. I wouldn't tell nobody. And first day of homeschool was a success, so I'm officially withdrawing one of my children from Lakewood Ranch Preparatory. Now, yesterday, I thought it was Choice. What school does Choice go to? Because he don't go to school with them, and she still has not said anything about his schooling. Is he even in school? Don't let them trick you. This is another one. We'll get back to the food stamps. Let me stay focused. Today I did a thing. I pulled one of my 9 kids from public school to homeschool them. This time certified teacher, this time certified, because she doesn't use commas. All she knows how to do is type in all caps. That's crazy. This time certified teachers will still teach my child. It was a hard decision to make. However, it was the best decision to make. Most schools have virtual schools, so why isn't he in virtual school? Why are you paying? It said, looks like $1,200 a week. That's $5,000 a month. This girl's so silly. $5,000 a month for your child to sit at home and do what the school can do for him. Like, come on, girl. You can't afford that. You can't afford that. They done kicked you off TikTok. Nobody's buying your classes. You can't afford $5,000 a month. And I know you're not making that kind of money on YouTube and Facebook. You can't fool me. You're not. You're not. You don't have brand deals. You're not making that kind of money. I think Peach probably makes about, if I'm being honest, from social media, from YouTube, from Facebook, from TikTok. TikTok, she showed us she was only making like $1,500 a month on. Facebook, she might get about, Facebook done dwindled down. They dwindled all the way down. She might make about 3-4K over there, maybe 5. YouTube, maybe 10. And that's why right now she's so dogmatic. She's really trying to get those classes. So because she says she tries to make 20K a month, even at 20K a month, you should still be able to make it on 20K a month, but you can't, because you do things like buy $600 strollers for the twins that they cannot use once they hit 1 because they will have been too big for them. And then you buy a cart or a trailer, I don't know what it is, for $1,000. Then you put the kids in tutoring and Sylvan Learning for at the tune of $5K a month. It's like, you want to get evicted, you want to end up homeless, and you don't really want to ever own your own home. Like, seriously. Chat, y'all going crazy. Let me see what y'all talking about. Okay. Right. She should be at the school instead of being in the library. Absolutely. Reba says, I'm always going to hit the like before entering the chat. I know that's right. Thank you. Thank you for doing that for me. Um, hey, keep pushing. How are you feeling today? I hope your health and your peace of mind is intact. I hope you're doing absolutely wonderful today. Thank you. Please like and hit the like button and go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be on here about 30 minutes, but I'll come back, guys. So make sure you definitely subscribe and we'll continue this conversation because I have a lot of things to touch upon and I got somewhere to be in like 30 minutes. So I'm going to go do that. But yes, why I don't understand why she's homeschooling her children. You homeschooled them before during the pandemic, and even after the kids were back in school, you continue to homeschool them. And I believe that's why they got all behind. But she blames it on gambling, blames it on not really being present, but now she's going to be present. But then last year or 6 months ago, you said you had quit gambling. You quit gambling when you had the twins and you went back a couple of weeks. But for all intents and purposes, you haven't been gambling for 8 or 9 months. You knew those kids couldn't read, and yet you had those kids at Disneyland every weekend. That's why they can't read. It's not the school's fault that your kids cannot read. It's not the school's fault because your kids can't behave and they can't maintain at school. That's your fault because you don't stay home and help raise them. You got Wood at home overwhelmed with twins, with a toddler, with a preschooler. You're running every which way but loose because you don't want to stay home with them. You say you love them. I love being a mom. You love being a mom, but how could you love being a mom when you keep having kid after kid after kid? I love my children, so I know my limits. I know that 5 was enough. Heck, I thought 2 was enough. But God said, no, Charity. You can do 5. You can hang with 5. And you know what? I got it together and I raised those 5. And I love all my 5. I love them to doggone death. Okay? Don't play with the barbs. I love me some of them, but they get on my nerves. Even as teenagers, I'd be like, y'all don't. Like the 13-year-old, I'm like, girl, if you don't go sit down, like, they do this to me. Hold on, because that's me. I'm an old mama now. I'm like, hold on. I got bad nerves. Like, girl. So you give me 10 kids, 9 kids? Oh, no, absolutely not. And they all little ones. Honey, you better give me a morphine drip while we at it. Because ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm sitting up like the old lady in the shoe with a man who can't even tell me what to do. All he can do is give me babies and make mustard fried chicken. Absolutely not. Yes, double tap the screen. You don't even have to do nothing else. You don't have to go out and like or none of that. Just double tap the screen. Thank you for the 34 likes, people. Thank you. Hey, Reba. Hey, Stephanie Mitchell. How are you doing? Hey, Barbara. Yeah, she's feeling those kids. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Gabrielle Ashley. Wait, I just got here. She took the kids out of school because they aren't able to read. I don't know why she took them out, girl. I don't know why she took them out. She don't want to be bothered with them, right? That's why she gets up. I'm taking the kids to school. Like, Wood can't even take the kids to school. Let Wood take the kids to school, and you stay home some days with the twins. Alternate. That's what would be fair. What would be fair is if Peach sat down with that little journal, her handy dandy notebook, okay? Sit down with the notebook while you're at the library and plan, plot, and strategize the upcoming weeks. Okay, I'm gonna put cooking content up. Me and Wood to cook together. We're gonna put and feed the kids together. That's a video. You can make 5 different shorts and a long form video out of that. That's one day of content, and all you had to do was cook dinner. Okay, me and Wood are gonna spend the morning getting the kids together. I'm gonna show everybody how it's an uproar in the house. People like seeing stuff like that. They love chaos with these big families. Like, how do they do it? How does she do it? That's what people want to know. How does she do it? Right? So people will want to see that. That's another day of content, and that's all in one day, because the morning you got them ready and you got them off to school, you packed their lunches and all that. In the evening, you cooking dinner with your husband, you're showing togetherness, you're showing love. We cannot see the love because your husband is always, he's worn out, he's tired. It's like you want this man to walk out and leave you, because I would leave you. I would leave you. If I was a man, I would leave you and them kids. I would tell you I'm going to get some milk or a pack of cigarettes. You would not see me again. And nobody wouldn't be able to make me to go back to that, because you're not being fair. You don't have to leave that house every day of the week to go walking around the mall, to go sitting at the library. You ain't doing nothing over there. All you doing is messing up y'all bag anyway. He's at home with the kids. You drop the kids off, okay? Then you got them walking a mile before they even get to school. They all, you done took them to Publix and let them run around. You done took them to the park and let them run around getting all hot and sweaty. Then you got them walking a mile to the schoolhouse. This woman do not think at all. Like, come on now. Reed came. I don't know if Wood could read or not, but I'm not going to say that about that man. I don't know what he can do, but I do think that, and like I said this earlier, I don't think that from what I've seen and what I'm saying, what I see them do, it's like, from what I see go on, like any husband who has the right capacity of mind and his right frame of mind will say, hell no, you're not taking my kids out the house at 3:45 a.m. Is you cool? No, I'm not doing that. And no, I'm not getting up working out that time of morning with you. I got to have these kids all day long. That doesn't make sense. If they are in the school, she's not gonna be at home with them. That's what I'm saying. She's not fair. She got one kid in preschool just to bring one more kid home. She's not gonna be home with those kids. It's gonna be Wood that has one more thing to do. Now he has to make sure this kid is online on time, that he's keeping up with the rest of the class online. Now he has to do that too, because Peach is not going to be there. And plus, on top of taking care of the babies, taking care of Phenomenon, making sure this kid is on task on online school, he has to make that chicken, that mustard fried chicken, or ribs, or whatever else he manages to get together. Plus, he has to run Peach's bath water. He has to take down Gorgeous's hair. He got to take down Peach's hair. He got to give everybody edge ups and lineups. And he got to be ready for a good time at night. And then he got to wake up at 3 a.m. to be Peach's personal trainer. She's not home enough to be a mom. She up out at sunrise, right? And back at bedtime, when they come back home, because she decided that she wanted to, she could have had all those kids do tutoring at home. We could go home. Okay, it's 3:45. She could actually say, okay, since I'm gonna be a content creator, Wood, since I'm making the money, I'm gonna take the kids to school. I'll go out and do my lives during the day. But what she's doing is cursing people out and got kicked off TikTok. So again, not fair. Wood is watching the kids for no reason. She could do all this stuff that she's doing right at home. She could at least take Wood out with her sometimes. Wood, let's get the kids together. Let's go shopping. Let's go on a Sam's Club run. I do hauls all the time. Let's go do a haul. People like watching Peach do hauls. People like watching Peach. I don't know why, but people like watching her. So why not go on the run with the little ones? Why not do that? Why not, Peach? You have McKay likes to film. Why don't you have McKay and Wood do all the man stuff, all the father-son stuff, because you want to be the man. You want to be the father. You want to be the father that goes home and gets the bacon, and you want Wood to be the cute little lady that sits at home with the children all day. Okay? Catch that. Mm-hmm. Wood ain't got no license. No, I don't think he has a license. I think they snatched that license for him because they came calling for that child support. See, Peach thinks she's so smart. She wants Wood to stay at home and take care of all her 9 kids again. Unfair. This man has 2 adult children now, but he's in arrears with his child support. But meanwhile, since you got him on film in his da-dun-da-duns, since you got him at home like the cute little wife that you've always wanted, since you got him doing all that stuff, throw him some change or make sure his child support gets paid, or at least help him to get a child support schedule that he can live with. $300-400 a piece for each kid. You big bad big bank, help him get his child support down, because now you love that. You got him right where you want him. His kids uncared for and unloved, because you have this thing, and a lot of women have this thing. I hate to say it, they love feeling like he chose me over his family, he chose me over his kids. I would hate to know I have a man that got kids and he don't have anything to do with them. He couldn't lay next to me, he couldn't be in my bed, and I would be the one on him like, what's going on with the kids? And the only reason why I wouldn't complain is if the kids were acting like they didn't want to see him, or if he was constantly having to fight with the moms. Now that the kids are older, they can make that their own choice. But she's been with him since his kids were little. And she said, well, the mom said my kids couldn't come over. Well, that's his mom, and I wouldn't want your kids or you around my son either. But again, Wood has no backbone, because he should have said to his other baby mama, listen, all my kids are being around each other. That's what a man would do. And whatever problem you have, whatever Peach has, that's on y'all, but my kids don't have anything to do with that, and I'm not going to let you come in between me being a father to my kids. And what woman can't respect that? I would be on mute. Like, I put my tongue in part, because this man is a stand-up dad. He wants to be in his kid's life. There's no way I can hate another woman so bad, or no way I can feel so insecure that I would want him to choose me over his children. I would feel like poop, like the world's biggest pile of dog poop, wet poop, the wet poop that the dogs leave behind on the grass. That's what kind of poop, like the ones that if you step on it on your shoe, you want to just throw your shoes away. That's what kind of woman those type of women are, that want a man to say F his kids. If you that type of woman, I don't care how he got them here, if you stay with that man, and if you're with that man, or you married that man and you knew he had children, or if he went out and stepped outside of you and got a child, and he don't take care of them, even if he don't take care of them when you not around, if he don't go see about his children, you sorry. You sorry. Leave him alone if you can't handle it, but don't make him choose between his kids. Reba, I wish she would focus more on her kids too, being that she loves being a mom. I wish she would focus more on them too, because the kids are suffering. Who cares about when they get older and have trauma, or come back and let her have it, or get on the internet and tell their true story? Who gives who cares about that? I'm talking about right now, today, because these kids are being affected today. These kids are young and impressionable, and they have feelings too. They're not just accessories to her life, and that's the way she treats them, like little accessories. You're not treating them like children that you actually love. Everything that you say you're gonna do, you fall back on. You said you're gonna start giving each child one-on-one time. You haven't done that. You said you're gonna read to the kiddos every night. You haven't. You did that once with Phenomenon, and we haven't seen that again. You were supposed to be getting books for the kids, but how do you have time to do that if you're gone from can't see to can't see, and by the time you make it home, now you're tired? You're not reading to them at night. You're probably not even helping with homework when they get home. I think she took them out because she was tired of riding 4 hours there and back or finding places she can go record. I think she said she just pulled one out, but eventually they'll all be out. They'll all be out because there ain't no way that Peach is going to keep this up. We know she's not. We can go by her past behavior and the things that she has shown us before. Remember, she took them out before. She had them at home before so she could be at the casino and so that she could film all day. Remember, she actually told us she didn't even want McKay to go back to school, but McKay begged to go back to school, and that's why they went back, because they just started going back to school in what, 23? They had been out of school since 2020 at home, not learning anything, while her and Wood were out shopping, were out at the casino, losing all the money, okay? And then her aunt was supposed to be their nanny. Could you imagine? You have your older, elderly aunt with 6 kids at the time, one who is on the spectrum, you know, and little kids, because that was like, what, 4 years ago, 3 years ago? So that meant, at that time, Amazing Life had to be 3, Gorgeous was 5, McIntyre was 7, Choice had to be, what, like 10? And, you know, rambunctious and doing everything. And you're leaving them all at home on one person and bragging, oh, I paid her this amount and paid her that amount. Of course you did. You had left her with 6 kids. And then you would leave them all day and all night with her. You weren't paying attention to those kids. That's why they can't read. It's not because it's probably not because they have learning disabilities or they can't learn. They haven't had parenting. And Wood is probably up to here with it. He doesn't have any more to give. Like, if you're one person and you have that many kids and that many little kids, there's no way. There's no way you can raise them all effectively. Especially if you're somebody who is an alcoholic, who smokes cigarettes, and who has a history of being in special ed. You make it make sense. You make it make sense. Wood is Woody the maid. He could clean and have the kids right. If he leaves, what allowance he's gonna get? Right, Elwin? I'm sure he could make it. If Wood ever decided to leave, I'm sure he'd get a girlfriend real quick, because somebody somewhere would love to take Wood in and stick it to Peach and tell him, and if Peach could get him to do what she wants to do, you know, the next woman could get him to do what they want him to do. Wood, turn on the camera. Let's tell your story. Wood would get monetized in one day. He would probably have 1 million followers in 1 month just wanting to hear his side. Even if he didn't tell it, even if he didn't say anything, people would tune in just to see, just in case he did. People would watch just to see his new life away from Peach. People would do it. I've seen content creators break up, and I've seen people follow the other person who wasn't the content creator just because they want to know, like E. Kane and Chris. People follow Chris just so they can get his half of the story and not just hear E. Kane's side. So people would do it. Nicole says, okay, Barbara, who sits in the library 7 or 8 hours a day? That'll get on my nerves. And what kids want to get up at 4 a.m. to go with them? She doesn't sleep, right, because she's manic. She's probably manic. She probably can't sleep, because if you're up at 3 a.m. all the way till, and you were going to do wake up at Peach at 9, so at least to 10, so that means you got 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. She says she only sleeps 2 or 3 hours. She probably, you know, doesn't, and that's going to catch up to her as well. If you don't sleep, your brain doesn't get time to rest, your body doesn't get time to recover, and that comes back to bite you. I know, because I used to work 16-hour shifts, and I used to get held over and have all sorts of crazy hours at work. One day I might work 2 to 10 and I can't go home because I have nobody to relieve me, so I'm back at it from 10 to 6. Then I commuted back and forth. So you make it make sense. I was working 20-hour days sometimes, and then I would have to be at work still for my regular shift after only getting 3 or 4 hours. Plus I had children. Thank God for my mom. Thank God for my mom. It's always, Stephanie Mitchell says, it's always about what Peaches wants. He has to do it just to keep the peace. If Peaches doesn't get what she wants, nobody's going to have any peace until Peaches gets what she wants. Right, right. And that's what I was just saying. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, that's what I was saying. She's not fair. She knows that this man is overwhelmed. She knows that it's a lot. It's a lot for her. She couldn't even do it. If she had to stay home with those kids by herself, she would lose her mind. If she didn't have Wood there to help her, those kids would definitely end up in foster care, and Peach would be in someone's insane asylum because she couldn't do it on her own. She knows she couldn't do it on her own. That's why I don't know why Wood ever takes her threat seriously. I don't know why he ever cares about her putting his stuff out. I would stay gone longer. I would stay gone and make her beg me to come home. Let her put the stuff out of my mama's house. Go ahead. Go ahead. And she wonders why he cheats. He cheats because he wants an outlet. He cheats because I knew somebody who did this I used to work with. And when we were training, we were getting promoted. We were training, and you think the people you work with, I don't know, because we have to be professional on the job, and we have these esteemed careers and positions. And so for whatever reason, I thought, okay, this guy's, he seems really nice. Why we were doing like this group session, right? And this straight arrow, very, very professional, good guy, at least that's what I thought, gave us the rundown of how he had been hooking up with women on chats and meeting them on his off days while his wife was at work. And he has spent so much money on them, and now he was trying to get his life back together with his wife. But it was just so funny because you never know the lies that people lead behind closed doors. But again, if I was Wood, I would cheat too. I would cheat every chance I got. I would be on, while she's gone, I would be on chat lines and everything, because I would just leave. I would just divorce her, really. I would just leave. You have the kids all day, every day anyway. I would just leave. But one time, and this was recently in January, he was sending her chats back and forth saying, I love you. I want to come home. I do want to be with you. And she said, no, stay over there with your mama. He said, I feel like you're going to do something to hurt me. So I feel like Peach has says that, I'm going to pay you back for that one. I'm going to pay you back for that one. She loves to sing that song, right? So I feel like if Wood ever got the cojones and said, I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave. I'm going to go down here and have my mom and them help me with the divorce and help me file for custody and child support. If he ever said that, Peach would do something very, very, very dangerous to him. And you know what I mean? She would do the unthinkable to him. I really feel that way. If he ever said, I'm going to leave, even if he just left her for another woman, Wood's life would be in an upheaval. It would. That character, Vespuccia, is her. Eddie Murphy knew somebody in his family or had a friend or saw a woman like that. That's exactly who she is, Vespuccia. Absolutely. I'm going through the chat, guys. I'm sorry. Wood is a granddaddy and has nothing to do with his grandkids either. And what usually happens with men like that, when they get older, when they get in their 70s and 80s, and when time is ticking and they don't have much time on earth, their life starts flashing before their eyes, and they start saying to themselves, what did I do? I missed all that time with my children. And then they want to come back and have something to do with their kids. And I've seen it happen a million times. And you know what? Like the saps that we are, these kids will let them come running back, because they want to have something to do with their father. Some people, but some people be like, you know what, you wasn't there when I needed you growing up. And especially if they knew that they had a wife or a wicked stepmother, a wicked witch stepmother like Peach, they'll be like, you let that woman make you choose her over me and her kids over me. I don't want nothing else to do with you. And Wood looks like he's so shell shocked, so numb. I don't even know if he has the capacity to care. He doesn't seem like he would even care if his kids had something to do with him. He's just there. I believe his family, though, I believe his mother and his siblings, I believe they do have something to do with his other children. They probably see them, but who knows? Wood probably goes along to get along around Peach and when he's in her household. But on Friday nights, honey, on Friday nights, when the mouse is away, when the cat's away, the mouse comes out to play. I believe on Friday nights he might be taking some of his little change, some of his allowance that he gets from Peach. He may be giving it to his little girlfriends on the side because you know he got one. You know he got one. He's Peach McIntyre's husband. He got somebody, some big dumb airhead broad that's checking for him. You know, he look okay or whatever. I wouldn't look at Wood and be like, oh, I just gotta have him. But it's women that are just like Peach that says, you know what, she has such a big mouth. Let me let me see if I can take her man from her. And let me see if I can get him to come over here and we make content together. We'll blow the internet out of the water. Look at Brene. Look at Brene and Tim. They both left their spouses and now they got TikTok on lock. Brene's making a coin over there on TikTok with her shenanigans since she took her friend's husband. I did a live about Brene too, honey. I don't know if you guys know Brene and Tim, Devin and Akira from TikTok, but I did a live on them as well. Hey, Auntie Cena, how you doing today? Thanks for tuning in, girl. Thanks for coming over here to check me out. You're listening and driving. Drive safe, boo. I would love to hear his side of the story. I would tune in. I would be so tuned in. I'm telling you, I would act like the world stopped. If Wood would come on and she says, before she made the comment, I know who I married. I know the man I married. I know the type of husband I got. And he would never come on here. But that is coming. As sure as I'm sitting here, listen, bet money is coming and it's coming soon. Bet money, we're going to get the whole story and watch. He backs up everything that I said in this live. It is coming. Watch. He's going to come and he's going to certify everything that I said about how Peach is unfair, wants him to do everything, how Peach makes him her lapdog, how Peach doesn't do anything for the kids, how Peach is domineering and wants him to be henpecked. It's all going to come out. I think she's manic too, Barbara. I think she has a little, and I think that's kind of why Tracy takes up for her, because maybe she knows she has a little tick. Peach has said that Tracy took her down to them people to get checked and get a check. So I believe that there's something going on up there. I don't know. But Peach ain't no dummy. You know, even though she might have a few screws loose, she's not a dummy at all by a long shot. She know what she doing. She may have a narcissistic personality or something like that. I'm not a medical doctor or anything like that, but it just makes sense. Hi D, let me get back to your comment. Hi D Divalum, thanks for tuning in. After she put up a short saying her husband wouldn't take her. Wait a minute, I took her class and she called me lazy because I wanted to sleep as a goal coming out my first trimester. I have a 6-year-old who needed attention and kicked me from the class for calling her out on it. What? Okay, after she put out a short said her husband would allow her to take a nap. Rest is, water and sleep is probably the two things your body definitely needs. You don't even need food as much as you need water and sleep. You could go a few days without eating, but you cannot go a few days without sleeping and water. If you go 3 days without eating, you're going to be hungry and probably eat up the whole house. If you go 3 days without sleeping, you probably will need a trip to the psych ward. If you go 3 days without drinking anything, you could not drink water. But if you stop drinking water, you're going to get high blood pressure, high blood sugar. You're going to feel out of it. You need water and you need sleep. How anybody who says they don't need sleep, I question their mental health. I really do. If someone, now I've worked with mental health patients, and the doctor said, okay, because the psychiatrist is a doctor, said that they just needed to sleep, and they would give them medicine that would help them sleep at night. Because when you're manic, if someone is in psychosis, the first thing they want to do is get them to sleep. Because when you're in psychosis or you're manic, you're going to stay up and your mind will not let you sleep. It's literally racing. So what they give you medicine for is to stop that process and really just shut you down. And then after a couple of days, or a couple of nights rather, of getting good rest, you'll be back to normal like nothing ever happened. Or at least you're not you're not getting ready to lose your mind. But if you don't sleep, you will lose your mind. And if you're like, sometimes I'm on 4 hours of sleep. If I don't get 8 hours of sleep, I'm no good. I'm not good for anything. So I try to get my sleep. And can't nobody tell me different. I took her class before. You guys know that. I told you guys I've taken Peach McIntyre's class. She said, write down some stuff. I forgot what it was, because that's how absurd it was and how insane it was, and how I was like, no, she did not. Then she said, rip it up. I think she said, set fire to it. I don't know. I forgot, but it was something along those lines. And I said, you can keep my little $38, because ain't no way in hizzy I'm going to be sitting up here doing no mess like that. I don't play around with stuff like that. I don't know if any of you do. I'm not trying to offend you, but mm-mm, mm-mm. I pray to God for my wants and needs, and he delivers all the time. All the time, every time. And if he don't deliver, guess what? If I don't get what I need, I get what I need somehow, some way, eventually. But most of the time I get my blessings from God. I don't, they come. They come all the time. I don't have to do no manifesting. I don't have to get no crystals and rub them together. I don't have to get advice from a tarot card reader. I pray, and anything I can literally, I mean, I feel like I can pray about anything. And if I'm going through a little bit longer, I know it's because my faith is being tested. I know it's because God wants to show me who he is in that moment. I don't play around with the play around. I don't do that. I don't do that. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And I certainly wasn't going to play like that with her. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. She never refunded you. You had to get it back from Apple. That's probably why she wants everything on Cash App. I let her keep the little money, because I was just like, and that's probably why she starts off with 600 people in her classes. And I didn't think about this. I don't know why, but she'll say, oh, I had 800 people in my class and yesterday, and today I only have 600. And then by the time she gets to the end, it's only like 150 people, because people probably get in her class and say, what in the world? They probably get to her class and say, what did I sign up for? Just like you did, D. Hey, Mama 3, how are you doing today? Thanks for tuning in. I know, Barbara, exactly. I know he'll do something dangerous. Hi, Crystal's World. How are you today? Thanks for tuning in. I'm doing great. Thank you. Reba says, Barbara, you're not lying. That's why Wood stays with that wildebeest girl. Hey, Shirley. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Cheryl. Yes. I believe she has done things before. Who was it? Loretta? What's her channel? Is it Loretta Brown? I think she had said that she spoke to her niece, who is Wood's half sister. You know, she said she caught up with her and she told her, look, Auntie, that's why I don't say anything. That's why the family, we just stay back from her because I have my nursing's license. I'm a nurse and I can't get caught up with Peach. You know, Peach has got me caught up and had me in court before. So I can't run the risk of running afoul of Peach and then I gotta, and then I'm the one that's caught up and I'm arrested or I'm losing my nurse's license. So I don't blame her. And I know people like that, that they don't have any fear. They will do anything. We've seen her do it. We've seen her at Walmart messing with people. We've seen her at Popeye's Chicken messing with people. We've seen her run up on Ashley. You think she would learn her lesson, but no. People like her never learn their lesson until they learn their lesson. People like her would keep on pushing and keep on pushing. We've seen her at the fish market turning up on one of her former peach patchers at Wood, just sitting there, just sitting there. She was pregnant with the twins when she got by Ashley. That didn't stop her. She didn't care that she was pregnant. She had a black eye her whole pregnancy. She didn't care. She did not care. Class was at 150, then at 53 by day 5 when she kicked me, which was a 21-day class. 53. See? That's what I'm telling you. You know, but then she goes back and forth. Every day it's a new class, it's a new phrase for the class. She was just saying, I'm not doing YouTube. Then all of a sudden the next day, because she said, Wood said, oh, you could do that little bitty class on YouTube and get that money. She said, but I don't want to do YouTube. She just said the other day, I'm not teaching. And then what? Girl, you know you need the money. You constantly doing whatever, buying whatever for those kids just to try to make it seem like you're a good mom. Like, a good mother doesn't buy a kid everything they want. A good mother doesn't try to make their kids feel like they can have the world at their fingertips. A good mother makes sure that their kids have a good foundation, that they have a good savings, right? They make sure they have medical and they have health insurance and all of that, right? They don't just go spending every weekend at Disney. If my kid couldn't read, if I have 3 children, 3 kiddos that need tutoring, that's a problem. I could see if one of them slip through the cracks, right? Because you got 10 kids. So one of them, you know, is suspected. But you have 3 kids, really 4. Because what is going on with Choice? When are we going to get to the bottom of what's going on with Choice? Like, can somebody do a welfare check on Choice? No, I'm being facetious. Don't do that. I don't play them alphabet letters and calling people unless it's serious, unless you have a real reason and you really suspect something. We don't call children's services for innuendos and for social media stuff, because a lot of times these people be playing reindeer games on here. They be playing around and stuff like that, and some of them really just be rage baiting us and trying to get us to tune in. But then sometimes some of these people be acting like their households are really good, and really they're not. They're really abusive to their children, and those are the ones that we think are excellent parents, right? So we just don't know. So we don't ever want to just call in on somebody. But I do want to know why Choice ain't at school and why we haven't seen any footage or any content with him at school. And this is what I think. I think that Choice has either been told he can't come to school, 1, or 2, his school is somewhere far away from where the other 3 kids are. So she probably has 2 kids being homeschooled. Catch that. She probably has 2 children being homeschooled. The kids, I just realized that, you know what, it's so much going on. I don't be paying attention to them babies, but you sure enough is right. They're not holding their bottles at 9 months old. and they're not crawling. And what that means is that they need intervention. If they're behind like that, I think they should be crawling by the time they're 9 months. But they should be holding their bottle by the time they're 5 or 6 months. My kids all held their bottle at 4, between 4 and 5 months. My kids crawled by 6 months. My kids were standing by 8, 9 months and walked by 10. That's all of my children. They all did that. And then you see how Wood always has like the bottles propped up. My mom would have slapped the dog mess out of me if she ever saw me propping the baby's bottle up. She said, everybody knows, every mom knows that gives the baby gas. So my mom would have never let me do that. My mom would have, if my mom turned on YouTube and saw me outside with her grandbabies at 3:45 in the morning, my mom would be over here ready to bop me upside my head. My mom and my grandma would be like, have you lost your mind? They don't play that. They do not play that. And my whole family, we are like that about our kids. We're not the best people. We're not the best parents. But when it comes to kids, we just don't play like that. We don't play like that about kids. You pay for, I would pay. If Wood went to charge like maybe $5, $10, because I know somebody gonna record it and post it. But I would pay. How much would you pay if Wood listen up? Wood, how much would you pay for Wood to go live and tell his side of the story? And Peach, if you smart, you would just have Wood do it on GP. I'm telling my side of the story. Peach, you done ran out of ideas. Tell Wood to make like he leaving you, and then you could do a whole storyline with Wood done left you with all them children, and then Wood could tell his side. That would be fun. I'm just saying, even if it's not real, I would go along with it just because, I would watch it. We would watch. We would tune in. Mama 3. I know Jackson, M3 son Jackson, he be over there with his number blocks. She said maybe Jax could tutor them. He sure could. He's so smart. Yes, they're behind. And what do they call it? They call it something out here. Help me out, guys, because I've been talking a lot and I forget sometimes. But what is it called? It's called baby something, but it's for babies who don't, I don't know it because my babies have never been in there, but it's for babies who are not reaching their milestones, and they actually come out and do interventions. What do they call it? Not therapy. They call it something. Mom, are you still in the chat? I know you know. My mom she did child care for years. She ran a child care. She took care of my kids. My mom actually went to school for child care. What is it called? See, I'm all out of sorts. I've been up too long. This is what happens when you don't get enough sleep. You forget everything. Exactly. Phenomenal is 2, but we don't know which kid is not in school. And I have a feeling she's not going to show us or tell us. If I had to guess which kid it was, let's guess. Let's guess which kid, any, mini, miny, mo, is no longer going to school. Do we think it's gorgeous? I think it can be McIntyre. McIntyre seemed like he was the smartest one in the house. I would think it was probably Amazing Life. I don't know. I don't feel like it would be gorgeous. It might be McIntyre, because McIntyre was always trying to run away from them, like he didn't want to be even seen with her or his siblings. I don't know. I don't think it's gorgeous. If I had to guess, I would say it's not gorgeous. It's Mac or it's Amazing. And I'm stunned. I don't know which one because McIntyre, he always seemed like he's the one that is really intelligent and like he really has a good grasp of things. And if she allowed that baby to fail, ooh, because he has so much, I can just tell you. If you worked with kids, I've worked with kids. I've have children. I worked with juvenile delinquents. I've worked with special needs kids. I've worked with kids all of my life and been around kids all my life. That's why I'm like, get these kids away from me. I'm being facetious. But if I had to guess, it's not gorgeous. For some reason, I feel like it's not gorgeous. I feel like it's either McIntyre or amazing. You guys weigh in on the chat. Which kid do you think? It's first step. See, I knew it was something. I just couldn't think of it. Hey, Jazzy J, thanks for tuning in. How are you doing today? The twins were in NICU for 2 months. Listen, I know NICU babies. I know I've had NICU babies in my family, and they caught up. They caught up really quick. They got their weight on within 3 months, and they caught up, and they were on time. Now, they might be crazy as I don't know what. But they caught up. They catch up. Her kids are really behind because they were low birth weight, but they weren't behind in uh, they were born on time. They're twins. Twins are usually born at 36 weeks. They'll usually take them out because they don't have room to grow. So full term for twins is 36 weeks. And Peach was, she showed us her sonogram when she was like 33 or 34 weeks. And she had those babies a couple of weeks later. So they wasn't early babies. They were on time. And they only had to go to the NICU probably because Peach was having some type of bleeding or something like that because she wasn't getting prenatal care according to the streets. I don't know. I'm not her doctor. I don't know what she was doing. But I surmised that she wasn't getting prenatal care because how did you not know that your placenta was separating? That's something you should have known pregnant with twins. If you have been going at the end of your pregnancy, you go to the doctor every week. And with her being pregnant with twins, having that thyroid condition, and at her age, she was definitely high risk. So I don't know how she didn't know that her placenta was detaching from her body. Hey, Deneen, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. Right, Shirley, everything is on the computer now. Yes, BBNDU, first steps. Parents as teachers. I've never heard of parents as teachers, but I have heard of first steps for babies. Isn't it for babies who are behind or who need intervention or whatever? Let me know in the chat if I'm wrong on that, because again, I'm not for certain. That's us because they can't help each other with nothing but dropping food, drinks, and pissing out beds. Right, because it's a lot of kids. When you have a lot of children like that, you need a lot of structure. You need schedules. People who usually have, like when you see families who have a lot of kids and they want their lives to be easier, they have a board. We have never seen Peaches helping everybody else get their life together, but we have never seen her with a board, a whiteboard with appointments, or a whiteboard with chores. She should have whiteboards everywhere. Okay, on this day, Gorgeous, you're gonna do your laundry. Gorgeous and Mac, you on Monday, you get your laundry together. Get your bags, and then you show that type of content. You show them getting their laundry done on Saturday nights. You show for Gorgeous and McIntyre, and even Choice. You have Choice go get his bag, because if I have a child that's autism, that's on the spectrum, you can best believe my autistic kid, I don't care how high or low he's on the spectrum, my autistic kid is gonna be the best one in the house, because I'm gonna make sure of it. I'm not gonna leave my kids sleep out here in these streets. My kid is gonna have everything they need from the time they look like they're not catching up with the rest. Oh, you too, you not walking and you not talking. We see pictures of Choice with a hanger. No, something wrong with you. I don't care what the daddy say. I don't care what nobody else say. Something wrong with my kid. We going to get them checked out. We're not going to get a check before we go get them checked out. We're going to get that kid checked out first of all. I'm going to get early intervention. But see, that's why people need to hear me. They need to hear what's available. If your kid is not reaching their milestones, go to the doctor, because they have different things to help your kid. They have different interventions. They have speech therapy. They have, I can't think of the name, guys. Help me out in the chat, because I know somebody who hasn't been up all night and running her mouth all day. I know you got what it is, but they will come in. Felicia, her name is Felicia 11 on TikTok. Her and her husband, they are educated, they are married, they have a child with Pfeiffer syndrome. Now, I'm like, why? Because I always wonder why people who have kids who are extremely um, physically deformed or who have to fight so hard to live. I always wonder why, like, what's the meaning of what is the parents trying to do here? What are they trying to prove? But these parents have got it on lock. Their daughter went from not walking to talking to signing. Their little girl is thriving. That she's had to have a couple of surgeries and has to have more, but now she's beginning to talk. There's another mother, her daughter has autism and she was nonverbal, and now her daughter is talking. Her daughter is so cute. She just recently got her hair trimmed the other day, and her mother said she has a lot of sensory issues, but she sat there so cute because she knew I'm getting my hair done. And I better act right, and I better sit still so this lady could get my ends clipped right. You know, she wanted to act up, she wanted to cut up, but she didn't. She held it together. And that's what people need to realize. Just because a child has special needs, that doesn't mean that they are dumb. That just means that they learn differently, they process information differently, and they may just need you to be a little bit more patient with them, and they may just need you to do things differently. They're not conforming to the beat of everybody else's drum. Kids are not robots. They can come out like anything. There's this man, I wish I knew his name, but he said he didn't speak until he was 11 and he didn't read until he was 18. He's now a college educated adult who's a professor. I think he said, I forget which prestigious university he's at, but this is somebody that didn't talk until he was 11. Your kids will be whatever you put into them. There's no way Choice is running all through CVS. If he's my kid, there's no way my son is going to be running through no damn store talking about he wants Pampers for an inanimate object. Absolutely not. My son is going to be well behaved. He's going to be the best behaved in the house because I need to put everything into him. I need to make sure that the school is doing everything possible to make sure my kid is not left behind. Now we got Trump in office. She lives in Florida and she's always talking about, oh, you guys need to do that. Well, do that for your son, because since you don't believe in people getting help, and if you don't believe in people having resources, then all that money that you're spending on Teddy's pull-ups, you need to make sure somebody is coming out giving your son behavior intervention, that he has speech therapy, because the way he's still talking and stuttering, that could have been cleared up by the time he was 4. If you have a child that's autistic or that you suspect is autistic, they should have a plan by the time they're 2. By the time they're 3, they should be in special needs preschool, because the school, or it used to be that before Trump came into office, the school picks up at 3. Read to your kids. Take them to the park. Don't leave them at home. Take them places. But at the same time, whatever you would expect your normal or your non-neurodivergent child to do, have that same expectations for your child that's on the spectrum, or if your child has Down syndrome. They have a commercial going around about how if you don't allow your kid to do something, they'll never do it. And they showed this young lady, she had Down syndrome and she was working and had her own apartment. If you don't allow your children, I don't care if they have nothing wrong with them, if you don't allow them to spread their wings and fly, they never will. They'll be anxious, they'll be afraid, and they won't do anything. So it doesn't matter if your kid has some type of disorder or is on the spectrum, or even has a mental health illness. It doesn't matter what your kid is. Your kids will thrive off your love. And I just want to cry just thinking about it, because I've seen kids do so well when they had parents who advocate for them and parents who said, absolutely not. My kid is not going to be a statistic. My kid is not going to be forgotten about. My kid would have every advantage. If my kid is autistic, if that's the diagnosis, then my kid is going to be the best autistic person that life has ever met. So she's doing a disservice to Choice by letting him run amok, and by not making sure that he does what he needs to do like the other kids. None of her kids should be homeschooled. Peach nor Wood has a capacity to have a kid at home. They don't have it in them. They don't. And that's just by what we see. Everybody, they think it's Mac. Everybody's saying that, why do you guys think it's McIntyre? Right? She never goes to the doctor. It's going to be him cheating on her. Hey, chilling with Big Dean. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to everybody who hit the like button. We have more likes than we have people in the chat. But I have a feeling some of you still didn't hit that like button. I already know. We've been on here for, how long have I been on here? I've been on here since like, what? 12 o'clock. Let me make sure I got everything because I know it's some things I didn't hit on. Let me see. But yeah, she took them out of school, and we talked earlier about how she takes them outside at 3 a.m. so that she can go work out. It's like everything is bass backwards. Her anything that she could do like a normal person would do, she does the opposite of it. Anything that makes sense, that's all thrown out the window. It's like, why do that? Why not try to piss people off? Why not actually have my son pick up the kids? I could say he's picking up the kids and not really pick the kids up, but I'm really going to have him pick the kids up. I could say that I went outside at 3 a.m. to work out and have people in an uproar, but no, we're actually going to take these kids out. And then Wood, he's no smarter than her. I mean, I blame him for everything that Peach is allowed to do. Because I already know. His mom and them, they don't talk to him today, but they're blue in the face. Peach has already said that Wood's mom told her, you're the worst thing that ever happened to my son. And that's absolutely true. But Tracy feels like Wood is Peach's downfall. Which one do you guys think? Do you think Wood is Peach's downfall, or do you think it's really the other way around? Somebody said all love and respect. Thank you, Big Dean. I appreciate you for tuning in. How's your day going, Dean? Are you back, Auntie Cena? Did you make it to your destination? Both are toxic. Both are toxic. But I feel like she's the more toxic of the two. And I don't think he's, like I said, I don't think he's there just for the money. Because if he was there just for the money, if he just wanted money, he could make his own channel. He could make his own channel. He could leave and make his own channel and do spectacular. We all know that. As soon as Peach got banned from TikTok, within hours, she was back to 20K. Right? So I think he could definitely get a bag if he were to leave her and go at it on his own. He could get him another woman so quick. Peach can't get another man. If Peach gets another man, he's just going to use her and abuse her and those kids. Nobody's going to do that. And if she does happen to find somebody else, he would be just as, he would have to be somebody of low intelligence. He would have to be somebody who was, has some type of mental deficiency, because no good man is going to go over there and go through that. I mean, she don't keep herself up. Like the woman, the single mothers who get good men, they keep themselves up. They keep their house good. They don't play all that, running in and out their house. You're not just letting anybody come over. They look like Sierras. We know those type of women who look good, and they're going to get a man. They're going to have a man no matter what, because they keep themselves up. They are feminine, and they don't be all out in the streets. That a good man would love to have them and would come in and say, you know what, you got 3 kids, and you know, I normally would say hell no, but you look like a good woman, and whoever lost you is sorry. They will come and They would come on in and take care of them kids like they were their own. I've seen it happen. I've seen women get divorced and within a couple of years they got a good man. My oldest was borderline autistic. We got ahead of it when he was in third grade. He graduated with a regular diploma 2014 and drives for FedEx right now today. Hey, that's a praise report, Reba. I love to hear that. Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. You get on top of it. You don't let your kids slip through the cracks and say, oh, they're autistic. They're never going to make it. No, you put it into them. If you could take a dog and teach a dog tricks, right? If you could teach a dog tricks, now, there's no way, unless they don't have brain functioning, right? Unless they're a vegetable or something like that. And even then, you could probably teach them something. I don't know, but if you can't, then you still make sure that they have the best nurses coming in, the best therapists coming in. You make sure that they have the best, because there are laws on the books, and insurance is supposed to pay for that. Yes, he is a caregiver, and that's what I'm saying too, DDTV. I feel like this. I don't care what Wood did in the past. Wrong is wrong and right is right. I don't care if Wood was cheating on her in the past. You let him cheat on you. You still had, even after you found out he tried to get with Barbie, you still got pregnant with him 3 or 4 more times. So whatever. And he's still right there living in your bed. Right there. You still say, y'all, all night. Okay? So no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. How's my chat doing? I'm seeing a little buffering. I probably got somebody over here from the... Yes, it's absolutely for the birds. I know most men would leave. They would leave. She got a warning for her arrest. Is that true? I don't know, Brenda. I haven't heard that. That's something I haven't heard. So it could be true. You remember hearing the child was not reading on 5th grade level? Yeah, it may be him, Charlene. It may be him. It may very well be him. She said because Gorgeous wanted to read above grade level, and McIntyre just wanted to read at grade level. If Wood leaves those kids, will go to a foster care. She is not. Right, absolutely, DDTV. I agree with you. I believe that's what you may not have been in the chat, but that's exactly what I said. They would probably end up in foster care or something. Or she would be one of those women, because she's the type of woman that can't function on her own. That's why she's waited around for Wood. And that's why she's always been able to stick with Wood no matter what he has done. She's not the type of woman. She's not a me. I'm the type of person that I'm going to leave you on payday. You piss me off. If you piss me off, you can go. I got this. I can hold me and my kids down. What I can't do is deal with no BS from nobody. I don't care who you are. Probably besides my kids and my mama. Probably my mama and my kids. Only people whose mess I would deal with and just, put up with. But anybody else, I don't care who you are. You get on my nerves, you gotta go. You gotta go. You talking about cheating, all that, you gotta go. You gotta go. I'm not saying I haven't been stupid for a man before. I have. But I also don't play that. I do not play that. You're not gonna be sitting in my house getting on my nerves. I want one at my house all day anyway. Like, you go somewhere and the kids go somewhere. Everybody, clear the house. Clear the house. Clear the house. Everybody got to go. You can't be sitting at home with kids all day. I would feel funny. Like, I'm not sitting at home with kids all day, every day. Like, you got to get outside, baby. Go work. Go be with your friends. Go be with your family. Please, get away from me. But that's who I am. I'm an introvert. I don't like people all up in my face like that. I like knowing my kids in the next room, safe and sound. You good? You want to eat? Wait a minute. You been in the house too long? Let me go take you for a drive. Want to get some ice cream? Y'all want to go to the show this weekend? What we going to do? We want to go down the hill to the beach? What we doing? Okay, I need to make sure my kids is good at all times. so that when I want to relax and chill, they up out my face. That's why I'm a good mom, because I want to make sure, okay, you done ate. You know how we mamas are. You done ate. You done been outside playing all day. You done took a bath. Now sit down and be quiet. Sit your tail down somewhere. You ain't gonna be ripping around in my house all day. You been outside all day long. I done took you to the mall, bought your new Nikes. I done took you and let you eat at Chili's or whatever. Now get on up on my face. My kids know you done had everything you needed. I'm overstimulated. Get it out my face. After I done mommed all day, but I'm gonna mom. I'm gonna mom, but once I'm done momming for the day, get somewhere and sit down. Get somewhere and sit down. And it's okay for a mom to say, get somewhere and sit down. It's okay for a wife to say, get somewhere and sit down. I've been with your children all day. I'll see you when we go to bed. Get up out my face. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't have that time. And even Friday nights. Friday nights is not enough. Friday night from 12, from about what she said, he gets to go. You ain't heard her say nothing about a Friday night. When's the last time she said something about a Friday night? As a matter of fact, this summer she was saying Wood's been staying home a lot more. Wood likes being home with the family. He don't be out. And then when she wanted to do a class or something like that, because he wasn't home on time, it was an issue. So he rarely gets to even go out on Friday nights. And I think it was probably like from 4 a.m. to maybe 4 p.m. to maybe like 2 or 3 in the morning, he would come home. But as soon as he got home, the twins had to go in his arms. As soon as he got home, one day he had went out to his father's repast or went to check on somebody. He's dealing with losing somebody. He's losing his family. And as soon as he came home, them twins went in his arms. As soon as he got home. Soon as them babies came from the hospital, them twins was Wood's job. New job. You got to go, Big Dean. If Wood leaves, those kids will go to, okay, absolutely, a dog can be taught tricks. Right, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, but I forgot to show you guys something earlier on her page. Let me see if I can get to it. I don't know if you guys have put on there. But now she says she's shadow banned on YouTube. You probably are. You probably are. You always doing something. You always doing something because you don't know how to act. Oh, she says she has an arrest warrant. Let's deep dive. What's she talking about? She says she has a warrant for her arrest. Child, she didn't tell that. She didn't give that up freely. Let me see.
Drunk. And it will be because you have a life that's worth living. You have to defend by looking at others. It's out better for us. Big questions in regards to what I'm selling. I'm going to go back to what I'm telling you all. So Wake Up with Peach is currently on sale for the next 25 remaining minutes for just $40.89 after our $1 service fee. So it covers all 21 days.
Wake Up with Peach is now $4 a day. Oh, hell no. Girl, what the hell? Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Thank you. You said you could rush. Now, wait a minute. The other day when she couldn't sell the 1,000 seats, now you know doggone well, if she didn't want to do 21 days for $1,000, you know she don't want to do 21 days for $4. Okay? What are the odds that she's going to keep up with that? What are the odds that she's really going to stay and keep doing Wake Up with Peach for 21 days and they only pay $4? Because if everybody's only paying $4, and even if 1,000 people bought Wake Up with Peach, that's only $4,000. Let me get my handy dandy calculator. Let me see. Let me see. So 4,000 divided by 21 equals $190 a day. That's still $200 an hour. That's still $200 an hour. That's still good. That's still good. But instead of you doing it for $1,000 a day, now you'll be doing it for $190. That's an 85% price drop. Girl, which economics class you been taking because you claim to be smart? Let's continue. Let's continue. Oh my God. Okay.
Essentially, you'll be paying me $1.95 a day. So when you pay me that $1.95, you'll wake up at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter where you are in the world. And I have students from all over the world in Wake Up with Peach. It is a life-changing class. We work on 5 areas every single day. Number 1, personal self. So every personal goals for you to accomplish that day. Number 2, intimate relationships. If you are in a relationship, you must pour into that relationship daily. You can't say, "Oh, but he doesn't pour into me." Okay, so
Let me see.
a ton.
Omnipod 5 is the
Okay.
only tubeless
Let me
automated
scroll past all that. Y'all can't even deal. Why not just have a digital product, Peach, different digital products, actually update when the social media platforms actually update the social media, update your digital products.
Successfully, I made $777.
Wait a minute, she made what?
It's gonna help make you the best version of self. After our intimate relationship, we have our actual, what is it called? Parenthood goals. So you'll make,
Girl,
what is it called? Parent I need and where does the money need to go. Every single day, I make a ton of money, and it's because every single day I have a financial goal. All right, even if we look at me last night, for some people that was a little bit of money, right? I taught a YouTube with Peach class last night. I had 100 people pay me $7.77. The class was scheduled for 1 hour. I went over, so I ended up spending 1 hour, 37 minutes in class last night teaching 100 people. Well, all 100 didn't even show up, but teaching 100 people how to do YouTube successfully. I made $777 in 1 hour and 37 minutes.
so what I made, I think as a content creator, and I don't even have that many people. I think my biggest bag was like 5,000 in one day, just doing Walmart affiliate marketing. You should do affiliate marketing. That would get you more of a bigger bag. I'm not trying to give her no ideas. I'm sure not trying to teach her nothing, but my, how the mighty has fallen, Peach.
In the comfort of my home with my husband and my children at home. So, in regards to that, to some people, that's not no money. They make way more money than me. But to most people, the average person, that's a ton of money. There's no job that I could think of that would pay $707 for 1 hour and 37 minutes. And the reason why I'm able to do those things is because I write financial goals every single day. Once I write my financial goals, I move on to my career goals. Career goals are basically how will you make the money to reach your financial goals. To witness it, where I pretend to be broke every single day just to train my get better. They go, that's majority of them to my website, wake. You're gonna. I already have 54 people in that class as well. Second day, the class. A lot of people have never taken wake.
Okay, so she just wanted people.
We absolutely have to keep talking.
So it looks like she just wanted people to watch that stupid video. Girl, like you having to resort to playing tricks and doing dog and pony shows just to sell the class. And yes, $700 for 1 hour work is a lot of money. Like doctors don't make that much. That's a lot of money. Attorneys, that's what some doctors do. Some anesthesiologists very well do make that kind of money, and some lawyers definitely make that kind of money. But Peach, that's not good for you when you were making $1,000 a day for 1 hour of work. That's not good for you to go from 100, from 1,000. When you're selling classes for $21 to go down to $7, that's a substantial loss, Peach. And you can't trick us like you trick Wood into thinking anything different. We're not buying it. We're absolutely not buying it. But yeah, it looks like that was just some clickbait. Her saying she got arrested. Yeah, she's trying to throw it to somebody, Big Dean. Wood being gone, he leaves any night of the week. He's running like to get away from her madness. Probably so. You'll pass on that subscription. Right, right. They should have thought about what they were doing before. But that's kind of like, and she always talks about people with pole minds and pole mentalities and people who are pole. Um, but people who are poor have children they can't take care of because they don't possess the wherewithal. And if you have 9 or 10 kids and you don't take care of them, or you can't take care of them, and I know some people who are like that, they're way overextended in finances. And basically, even if you have $1 million a year income, even if you are rich, even if you have a nanny helping you, even if you have a husband who is as good as gold to you, 9 kids is still 9 kids. That are still 9 kids who are going to demand attention from you, who are going to need you to nourish them and nurture them and to be there for them. And if that's not happening, then that means that you are neglecting your children in some way. There's no way that one person could give 9 children what they need in a day. It's just impossible. And I know somebody's going to listen to this and say, yes, I do. I'm up with my kids and you're not. You're not, because one kid needs 24 hours of you. One kid needs your undivided attention with their homework. One kid needs your undivided love and care and concern. That's why when you have little babies, you usually wait a couple of years before you have the next one, because that one child at least is growing up and more independent. But if you have several kids that are like stair steps, 3, 2, and 1, they're all at the same rate of need. They all need the same attention at the same rates. They all still probably need diaper changes and potty training and bottles and things like that. They can't dress themselves really well. My older kids, they dress themselves at 2 and 3. So, but I'm just saying, I remember when I had one daughter, it was like I had to constantly keep my eyes on her and constantly talk. When you have one kid that all they want to do is talk. Yeah, so I don't know. I know people who have a lot of kids and they, their kids manage to grow up healthy and sane. So, you're doing something right. But I also know that as a person, don't do that to yourself. If you're a mom, don't do that to yourself. Give yourself that opportunity. I know some of you are saying, I love kids. Okay, you love them, then you love them, love on the ones you got. Love on the ones you got. Especially if you don't have a family network, especially if you have a kid that's already autistic. Peach already knew she had a child that was autistic. And then you have kids who have special needs. So that's just adding on top of it. I know doggone well those kids aren't getting what they need from her. Like, somebody want to dispute that and tell me I'm wrong? I mean, let's just be for real. No, she has not been twerking and wearing those 2 little outfits lately, huh? She's been working out a lot. And Yo-Yo from Entertainment You Love said that whenever Peach is pregnant, she starts working out. And I'm going to tell you something. Last year when she was pregnant with the twins, everybody started saying, she's pregnant, she's pregnant. And she did a live the other day where she was sitting down and her stomach looked bigger than usual. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I know they said that Wood got a vasectomy, but you can still have kids even if you have a vasectomy. Sometimes vasectomies don't take, And I believe Peach and Wood will be that case that didn't take. I believe it. because they're both fertile as heck. I believe they got one or two more in them. If they don't, if she doesn't get her tubes tied, which is crazy. Why wouldn't you want your tubes tied? Talking about that's for dogs and Woods mama. Getting your tubes tied is for dog. First of all, dogs are used to breed. People breed dogs, and then when they've had enough of breeding them, they send them out to pasture. So actually, tying your tubes is not just for for dogs. Actually, being bred like you a show horse or a show dog like a pit bull is also for dogs. So that part absolutely not working for her, Reba. You're washing your ribs off. A couple of months back, she was playing around with a test. They hide everything in the comments now. Just playing around like she had, recently she was showing that she was on her cycle and had pads out. But like I said, everything with her is a game. It's all a trick. It's always something behind it. Just like she said right now, she has a warrant out for her arrest. That's not far-fetched. She does so many different things. It's not far-fetched that she would have a warrant out for her arrest. So she really should stop playing around with things like that and manifesting things like that, because come on now, it's not like that. Like that could be impossible. Let me see. Let's see. Just always has games. Now she's posting this again. Peach, I just wanted to say you are right. People do not care. My mom passed yesterday, and I thought when the time came, we'd have love and support. It was the family members I forgot I even had while my mom was sick, calling to just be nosy. The friends asking for GoFundMe info just to be nosy. And the I'm sorry that happened to you, but the laughter and jokes as if the pain wasn't still bearing. Life does go on, but don't stop. Kids still need to be tended to. My son asked me, Mommy, what's for dinner? And I could barely even get up to shower because I'm so hurt and in disbelief from my loss. You said it tough. Do people look in the wrong light? But in reality, it's true. Single mom or not, I have to keep going, even though it hurts. You provided a tough lesson, but it's true. Job gave me 3 days and didn't even say our condolences about your mom. Meanwhile, I worked my butt off at that job. Listen, if you don't have a network of friends and a network, and that's why you need a network. Your network is your net worth. If you don't have friends and stuff like that, when I've had losses, the people that I expected to be there for me wasn't there for me. And the people that I didn't expect to be there were there for me. And sometimes that wasn't family. Sometimes it was friends. Sometimes it wasn't. I knew someone, their mom passed away, and I was there for them and donated money and went with them to hospitals and stuff. And then when my kid's father passed, they said, let me know if you need something. But already that person I knew was a selfish person. And even her family said she was selfish, real selfish and narcissistic. So that's not somebody I would expect to be there anyway. I don't expect people to do things for me just because I did things for them. But I do feel like it's kind of bold that if somebody's been there for you, you didn't do anything, and you know they've been there for you. But I also know, like, even when my first baby daddy, when he passed away, I had so many people be there for me. I had friends who were pregnant with twins coming to see about me and being there to be a shoulder to cry on because they knew how long I was with him, and I had a kid by him and all that. They was right there for me. And it was a lot for me to go through because it was like uncharted territory. I was really young when it happened. But I was also seeing people who wasn't there for me and who didn't care and who was just, like whatever. And those times you don't forget that, but at the same time, people do care. If people didn't care, there would be no need for GoFundMe's. There would be no need for Red Cross. We have children's hospitals. We have all sorts of places that are charitable. You have churches that give out food, churches that help pay bills. There's so many places you can go to for help if you feel like you don't have a network. So don't ever feel like you're alone. There are people who I don't know who are supporting me on social media more than my own family will. Am I going to say people don't care? No, because people do care, and people actually want to see me win. I'm on a weight loss journey, and when I post things about my journey, people cheer me on and encourage me, and it feels really good. Even though I haven't met them in real life, or even though it's on the internet, I still consider a great amount of the people who I interact with daily as friends. I consider them like family, and I treat them like that. I encourage them as well, and I'm there to support them as well. Um, so don't believe that. That's not true. People do care. Some people are just insensitive, like Peach. Some people only care about themselves. Some people have no home training or no decorum. Um, I remember I just started working the job I just retired from. We worked there, but like maybe we were still in the training phase, and one of the guys that was coming on board with us, he was unalived in a car accident. Well, we all got together and we all donated money to give to his wife, and we didn't really know him. This wasn't somebody that we had been working with for years, but that's what we did. When my nephew passed away, when I was off work for a couple of weeks, and when I went back to work, my co-workers had did a collection for me. They didn't have to do that, so we can't say that people don't care, because the people you know might not care, or your friends may not be worth a damn, or your family may not have that type of consideration, but people do care. There's good and bad people in this world, but people do care, and people do care when somebody loses a mother or a child or something like that. Maybe not your auntie, because they feel like that's a distant relative, and they may still offer their condolences. But if it's not a mama, a child, or a husband, then you're not going to get as much empathy from people. But when people care, but when people know that you lost your child or your parent, they're going to be there for you. And kids, of course, they want to eat. Of course, your child still wants to eat. You know what I'm saying? They still have needs. You know what I'm saying? That's why people, if my mom knows somebody passed away, automatically, we got to make a pot of spaghetti and go down to Albertsons and get a 50-piece of chicken and take it to their house with a card and a little change in there automatically. That's how I was raised. That's how I was raised. If somebody lost somebody, that's what we got to do. And we got to get our clothes together. She might need to have one of her dresses taken to the cleaners, because her dress is clean and it's been hanging up, but she needed freshly cleaned at the cleaners. So go pull this so-and-so dress out of there that I never wore, take it to the cleaners so I can go to this funeral. That's the way I was raised. Everybody wasn't raised like that, though, and that's not something that you can do for everybody, but you definitely do that for the people you are close to. That's just what it is. When my cousin passed away, my aunt received, condolences from a lot of people, because that son, she was very close. She's close to all of her children, but that son she was very close to. I went and got, I'm not ashamed to say that I wasn't really even speaking to my aunt when my ex-husband passed away, and she called me like, hey, I'm right here. I'm sorry that, he's gone, and I love you. And we had spoken like 2 years. And her son her son ended up passing away 3 weeks later. And I was right there with my chicken and my Louisiana 24 pack. And I took her kids, because you shouldn't have to worry about cooking, because if your mom or your child passed away, usually you don't want to eat, but the other people that's visiting or whatever, or your kids or family members, they may want to. And so you take some chicken and some soda over, or a pot of spaghetti and some rolls. You take something. I don't know who's listening and who needs to hear that, but somebody close to you, even if you're tired from work, stop by Albertsons or Food for Less or whatever's near you and grab some of that chicken to go, and grab a few bags of Hawaiian rolls and a couple, you won't be the only one bringing food. So, maybe just bringing dinner or something like that, or call and ask them, hey, I wanted to know, if it's okay to stop by. I know you just lost your mom, and I know that, a lot may be going on. You're getting a lot of calls, and you got people stopping by. So, is it okay for me to stop by? Are you receiving company? And if so, I would like to donate, or I would like to bring you dinner tonight for your children or whoever. And if somebody has already brought dinner tonight, then I would like to bring it tomorrow night. Something like that, because you don't want to go bombarding them with a bunch of food and everybody else has brought food over. But Peach hasn't been taught nothing. According to her, her mom didn't teach her nothing. And from her mom's response, my mom was on here earlier and she said, no, Tracy probably taught her. She's just not acting right. I don't know, because when Tracy, she be cooking for everybody. Tracy gonna cook. That's one thing Tracy's gonna do. She's gonna cook up a whole heap of food for the whole family. So I can't see her saying, and I've seen her, come on here and talk about the nephew she just lost and talk about different things like that. So I can't see Tracy losing a family member and not caring. And I'm sure that she showed that to Peach. Peach has never lost anybody. Her father has passed away, and look at how she acted when her father passed away. She said she was happy. She's psychotic, So there's that. But yeah, she's homeschooling. Probably, we all agree that it's probably Mac Man that she is. Hey, Focal Point. You block Peaches off everything, girl. Focal Point is my baby sis. Focal Point looks exactly like me, guys. It's like we're twins. She claims the warrants are for others in Tampa, Hillsborough, and a few other cities or counties there. What? A dollar don't raise kids. She be up here trying to prove so hard that she spends time with all her kids. Having money is cool, but kids want quality time, attention, and training. Absolutely, it's now. You hit the nail, pun intended, on the head. Right, we need Jesus. He gives us everything we need, DDTV. I done gave up that narcotic, Deem. I don't eat ribs anymore. Ever since I swelled up like a balloon, I swelled up like a blimp on 4th of July. I had to start eating clean and drinking water and all of that, because I had made 2 slabs of ribs and wasn't nobody else eating them, so I couldn't let them go to waste. And yeah, I had to give up ribs. I had to give up pork. I don't even eat bacon anymore. And today, you know what? For the first time since I've been eating clean, I'm going on month 3, guys. Today was the first day that I said, ugh, that's disgusting. I make caramel cakes every holiday. During the holidays, I make caramel cakes. I make Toll House pies. Oh, they're the best. But I thought about it, and I was like, ew. Like, caramel cake, it just sounded so nasty to me, and I love caramel cake. So I think I'm getting over my sweet tooth. I hope so. I hope so, y'all. But we're talking about Peach McIntyre and how her husband doesn't have a backbone, and how she keeps making choices, horrible choices for her family, Focal Point, and how her family don't put no pork on my fork. I heard that, Focal Point. Hi, Vakita Storm. How are you doing today? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, after a while, you don't want it. But sometimes I still feel like I'm missing something. But yes, let me check. Let me go back to her page and see what she said about that. But it could be a lie. She has to come up with a stunt, because she don't have TikTok no more. She don't have TikTok to go over there and sell her junk classes to. So she's down bad. She's down real bad. So now she over here on YouTube with the effery, trying to get us to tune in, but we're not buying it. Don't none of you buy her classes. Don't fall for it. I'm telling you, it's all a ploy. It's all a ploy. Let me see what she's talking about. The real reason why we hate.
They really be mad. I learned a lot. People don't really be mad at me. people do not really be mad at me. They really be mad at themselves. They're envious because I live the life that they dream of living. I have the money.
Girl, you a mother effing lie. Girl, that girl done lost her mind. Don't nobody want her life. Don't nobody want her life. Not your money, not your husband, not your children, not nothing about you, not your body, not your mindset. Nobody wants that. Anybody can make money. Does she think that she's the only one that's in these internet streets making money? Does she really believe that? The absurdity of it all. Like, you're not the only one. People probably think, oh, MMG only got 3,000 followers. Why she call herself the mommy money getter? Because I get money in these internet streets. I don't play around on these internet streets. I like having fun on here. For sure, I love all my money getters. Don't play. I love you all. But let me tell you something. I'm here for the money. Don't sleep. Let's be clear. I'm here for the money. Once you see that you can make 5-6 figures in a month, oh, you want that. That's D-boy money. You want that. For real. You're going to be on here and you're going to be chasing that bag. Now listen, don't do like her. Don't be like her. Don't do whatever to get that bag. Because it's so easy to get the bag. All you have to do is come on here, be consistent, network with other people, and give people what they want. Give them the lives they want. Show them the products that they want. Because people, they want a good deal, and they want information that can help them. That's what Peach should be offering. You should be teaching people YouTube classes. You should be teaching people how to win at TikTok, but you're not doing that. You don't even know how to win on there yourself. You just have a massive following, and you'll come on here and do anything. If you're not wanting to come on here and clown and act a fool and put your family on blast, then you're not going to get it like that. You're going to have to get it brick by layering brick by brick, like everybody else who's had to amass a following and had to build a brand and had to build a community. Peach just has a lot of people that want to not be like her, but see her come on here and act a fool. And then when she starts talking about, I got this money, I got that money, you don't have that kind of money because you will own a house. If you really made $1 million or $2 million like you say you do, and I think she probably made a couple $100,000. I do. I'm going to give her that. Maybe even $1 million or more over the last 5 years, but she hasn't made $1 million in 1 year. If I'm making $1 million in a year, I'm buying my house cash. If I'm making $1 million every year, if I'm touching that kind of money, then I got a few brand new cars paid for. My kids' college funds are already set and established, earning interest, okay? I'm not getting evicted. Right now, she's a one-car family. A one-car family with a truck that only holds 5 people. She doesn't even have enough room for everybody to get in the car. For real. Y'all want to be like that? Let me know. Because I got a bridge to sell you. Okay? If that's what you want to do. If that's what you want to be like. Now, let's go back to her page. Because I want to hear about this jail stuff. And I want it to be real jail stuff, Peach. Don't play with us. For real. If you playing and stuff, you know what? That's going to come back to haunt you. For real. Girl, you done made banana pudding. Girl, stop.
Please, man, she gave me one too. Please don't take me to jail. 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 Like the McIntyre, and I didn't come up, but then I just put in Peaches McIntyre. It don't pull me up. Oh my God, please don't take me to jail. Please, I'm finna go home. I'm finna go home. Is it really active? You see it was for traffic? Who the fuck did this? Who did this? Sheriff Chad Conister, Mayor Jane y'all better do something about this. Y'all better do something about this. Peach man, she gave me one too. Please don't take me to jail. 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 Type that McIntyre and I didn't come up, but then I just put.
So what she's saying is Peach McIntyre is warranted in Tampa, Florida, because their system was hacked. She's saying that the system was hacked. That's why there's a warrant out for her arrest. That's a funny hack. Why would somebody hack the courthouse or whatever and put that you got a warrant for your arrest? That's crazy to hack the system and put a warrant out for your arrest. Everybody got a warrant out for their arrest, or just you? I'm telling you, it's always something with this girl. There's always something with Peach. Now, Cardi B has an album coming out called Am I the Drama, but I think it's really Peach that's the drama, because I have never seen anybody in this life that has as much drama as she do. I got 40 people in here watching me. Thank you guys for all tuning in. I really appreciate you guys. I'm going into, I've been on here 3 hours, y'all. I'm going to be for real. I could talk more about her, but, you know, we'll do this again maybe tomorrow. Let's all meet here again. And let's see what else we want to talk about. It doesn't have to be Peach. You guys can always comment when this live is over and let me know how I did. If you're watching the replay, thank you for tuning in and getting this far, because this is a 3-hour live. Also, I have an email in my profile. You can email me there and let me know what you guys would like to talk about, or if you have something that I didn't hit on today about Peach McIntyre, we can do that as well. Because I want to give you guys what you want to talk about. I don't want to just come on here with a bunch of trying to guess at it. I can do that. I can come up with topics all the time, but I want you guys to you know, be a part of my community. And I could talk about some of anything. I'm a very intelligent person. I have opinions on everything. And you might get pissed off one day, because there ain't no telling what will come out of my mouth. I'm just going to keep it real. I might be saying some way out stuff out over here, but just know it's my opinion. If it doesn't reflect on you, or if it doesn't affect on you, just take it as an opinion. I love when people's opinion differs from mine, even if it's something that hits me, right? Hits home for me. As long as they're not being intentionally mean or cruel and they're just giving their opinion, then it's all love. It's all good. But I love you all for tuning in and watching. You guys are the best. You guys were a great, you guys are great for just engaging and commenting. I hope you all have subscribed to my channel if you're not already subscribed. If you are, thank you, money getters. Please share my page, share this live. Let other people know that, hey, it's somebody over here on YouTube called the Mommy Money Getter, and she's keeping it real. Real. Really real. Anyway, I'm hungry. I gotta go eat. It's time for me to put dinner on for my children, because my oh, child, is it girl? Wait a minute. I think I go pick somebody up. Shit. All right. Gotta go, Bobby. See y'all later.